welcome back to Random Keto. I'm Charlotte and today we're going to be making Keto Circus Animal Cookies. This recipe is from Keto Focus and I'll be putting the link in the description below. So, we're testing this out, but I want to make the Christmas version. If you've never had the Christmas version, it looks like this. And it's way better than the Circus Animal Cookies, which I know is hard to believe because they're pretty good anyway. But today I wanted to see if we could keto-fy them because around Christmas time, when they start becoming available in stores, I can eat like a bag at a time. So if I could have a keto version, that would be amazing considering the original version has cookies that are like this big and those cookies are 2 grams of carbs a piece. No thank you. So we're gonna get right into it. I have my instructions. Our almond flour, coconut flour, and I'm gonna add some salt. I already sifted the almond flour and coconut flour. I don't know if she means like you have to sift it together. I've sifted them individually. I'm hoping that that's gonna be okay. And then I'm going to sift them, or mix them, whisk them. Then the next step is that we're gonna cream together our butter, monk fruit, and vanilla extract. I forgot to soften my butter, so hold on. All right. It has now been softened. So the recipe didn't list if it should be golden monk fruit or classic monk fruit. I used the classic monk fruit. If you don't know this, Lakanto has erythritol in it.
And from my understanding, when you look at the ingredients, generally in the ingredients they have to list the ingredient that they have the most of first. And the first ingredient is erythritol, which means it actually has more erythritol than monk fruit. So I'm worried about a cooling effect. That's what I'm trying to say.
However, I haven't tried Lakanto, so I'm going to give it a try to be accurate to the original recipe. Lakanto is going in the bowl. Vanilla extract. If this works. Man, I'm making all the Christmas cookies. Doesn't say what speed or anything, so I'm going to just start it low and see how it feels. Whoa. This smells heavenly. The vanilla, and it smells like sugar and the butter. We're supposed to slowly add our dry ingredients. Mix until combined. I may be going too slow. That was a lot. Spoke too soon. Oh my goodness, it smells even better because that little bit of like almond. Oh, this smells amazing. I wish that I could just like encapsulate this smell and like broadcast smell-o-vision to you. Wow. That smells just like sugar. Have I been sleeping on Lakanto? Alright, I'm gonna scrape the bowl and then give it one last mix. I'm telling you right now, I'm not washing this. I'm not worried. Oh. Alright, fine. Alright, I washed it with soap and everything, so don't come for me in the comments. I'm kind of surprised by how wet the dough is. I would have expected something a little bit more just dry. What's the opposite of wet again? Would have expected kind of a firmer dough. Here's what we got going on so far. I mean, I guess it's, I don't know, it's pretty sticky and, you know, I don't know. So our plastic wrap doesn't shift. I'm just going to use a little silicone mat to stick it to. I am not going to mold it first because this is very wet, as I have mentioned multiple times. So I'm going to put the plastic wrap on and then mold it through the plastic wrap because I don't feel like getting dough all over my hands. For once, I am not filming at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm only filming at like 10:39. So I'm moving up in the world, getting a sleep schedule going. I'm just kidding. This was purely accident. Okay, she says a flat round is. How flat and how round are we talking here? Are we talking like pie crust? Are we talking, I presume I shouldn't touch it too much because it's butter and that's gonna melt it more. But, I mean, would it not be ideal to get it as flat as we can get it so that we roll less later? I don't know. Why not just roll it flat now, honestly? Why not just roll it flat now? I'm gonna just try it because it says to do it later after it's cooled, and I feel like now is our chance, you know, like why not? I just need to get a ruler at this point. Yeah, that's a 1/4 inch, I'm pretty sure. I also wonder if you could cool it for less time if you roll it out first. This is where it all goes wrong. I can feel it. I felt wrong. So now we're gonna chill this in the fridge for 30 minutes or until stiff. All right, I have 2 minutes left on my timer, but it's firm. So I just get the sense that I'm gonna need parchment paper. I can't tell you why, but I just get that sense. And cut out animal shapes. Place 1 inch apart on parchment lined baking tray. I knew it. So I have these little mini animal cookies. I looked on Amazon and I didn't have any. I want them to look, you know, as much like the Christmas version as possible. So they have a star that's about this size, so that's good. They have a tree, and then they have a wreath, which I could not find, but I have this poinsettia, I don't remember how to say it. I thought that that might serve as our vaguely round, kind of scalloped wreath. So those are the 3 shapes that I will be doing. So I'm gonna peel up the plastic wrap and I'm just gonna go for it. All right, I have this nice angled spatula so I can kind of, they're coming up pretty nicely. Just so you can get a better picture. So here's what the kind of the cutouts look like in the dough, and yeah. Here is the first batch of cookies. I need to chill them for a couple of minutes, preheat the oven, and then they'll go in, and then, you know, I'll show you when they come out, and you know how these things work. So they just came out of the oven, and I was trying to show you, but then I really schmooshed this one with the thumb of the oven mitt like I always do. They look pretty good. I'm supposed to let them sit on the thing, whatever this is called, for 2 to 3 minutes before removing to a cooling rack. By the way, I did end up leaving them in for 7 minutes, so that's why some of them are a little bit darker, but most of them were not really cooking. They look pretty grainy. I'm worried. They look like they're going to be really crumbly from the almond flour. I also think that I may have made it a bit too thick. I'm pretty sure that that's a 1/4 inch, but the ones that were thinner cooked faster and look better. They didn't spread as much. Okay, so all the cookies aren't baked yet, but enough of them are that I can start icing them. I have my melted white chocolate. She recommends Chalk Zero brand, but I only have Lily's. And then just to get it as close to the, you know, original cookies as possible, I'm gonna put in some white food coloring. Here's 1 little drop. It's looking like not very far. It's just making it a lighter. Oh my. It says it won't cause it to separate and stuff, but it's starting to like get thick and separated. I'm gonna risk adding in a little bit more. I just want it to be whiter. I added in a lot. Oh, weird things are happening. It's like turning it into an icing or something. Oh no, I shouldn't have added more. What if this ruins everything? And it didn't even change the color that much. Oh no. Hopefully melting it more will help. It's like solid. We're gonna heat it up and hope for the best. Oh no. It made it worse. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna add some coconut oil or maybe some like heavy whipping cream. Okay, crisis somewhat averted. Here's what it looks like now. I added in heavy whipping cream a little bit at a time and then reheated it, and then now the deal is I have no idea how it's gonna affect like whether or not it'll set up properly. Now the thing that I've noticed about these cookies already is that they're extremely delicate. Oh, it's like really setting up fast. Like I may literally have to heat it up in between every cookie. I'm gonna have to add something to it to thin it out. Get some sprinkles on that bad boy. I don't know if this is a thing that you can do. I know that I should add coconut oil, but it's upstairs. I don't have access to it right now. So I'm gonna use butter. I added butter. I'm sure some of you are maybe screaming at the screen like, no, don't do it. But now it's nice and runny again. It's got a nice shine. Again, I have no idea if they'll actually set up, but hopefully that does something. She just says so casually on the instructions, just dip them. I think this is somewhat actually working. Hold on. Yo! It's definitely a very time-consuming, messy operation here. Here's how our first batch is looking. Some are prettier than others, and some are not so pretty. Hopefully they're all tasty though. It's the next morning. The kids have already tried the cookies because the plain cookies, these, and they really like them, so there's that. I found from our road trip leftover, I didn't eat these, but Matt did. A serving of these is 11 cookies, so that's 11, I think. Yeah, and then we have here 11 of Keto Focus's recipe of the cookies.
I want my cookie.
Okay.
Please.
Aw.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 21 grams of carbs total, 11.1 grams of carbs total, 21 net carbs total, 2.3 net carbs total.
I got one cookie.
You want one of these?
Okay.
Two carbs total and net, 1 carb total and 0.2 carbs net. My batch made 83 cookies total. There will probably not be enough chocolate to cover all of them. So if you were covering all of them, then your, net carbs and total carbs would be higher because you would need more chocolate. Here goes nothing. I always have to mentally prepare myself. You like that? Mommy likes it too. So I'm really surprised, but that actually is reminiscent of those cookies. I haven't had one of those in a really long time, so I'm not sure if it's a dead ringer or not. Like, I bit into it and totally my brain was like, yeah, this is the homemade version of that. I do get a tiny bit of the cooling effect. It doesn't have quite the snap. The cookies are a little bit softer. I wonder if that's where the thinner cookies would. I want to try one of just the plain cookies. My kids clearly like them. I think it's only fair to try a bite of one of these cookies. So the difference in texture is immediately there. These are crisp and crunchy, almost more like a biscuit cracker than they are a cookie. And it's so pleasant with all the little sprinkles that crunch as well. Which these with the sprinkles, that helps give a little bit of that crunch. But actually the taste, like the flavor profile, it's actually totally reminiscent. This adds a little something more sugar. But as far as taste, they're definitely similar. I feel like these are pretty close. I don't know. I'm going to say that that's a successful replication. My advice would be to roll out the dough as thin as you possibly can get it and cook it a little bit longer till it gets like borderline burnt. See how the edges of this star are getting darker? I would thin your chocolate out a lot, and then you're going to get a much thinner coat, and that is going to help your cookies stay more crisp as well. And it might help that 7 ounces stretch to cover the whole batch. Would I make them again? Maybe as a one-time-a-year special treat when these start getting sold in stores and a craving hits. Maybe I'd make half a batch so that I can have a couple. You definitely couldn't have 11 cookies as a serving, at least not me. Like, that's a lot. That's a big bite. If you like this video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. All those good things help support my channel. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one. Bye, y'all.